สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่รายการของผมรูดี้วันนี้เราจะได้มีโอกาสเรียนที่จะเรียนอักษรไทยอีกตัวหนึ่งครับ Hello and welcome to Thai Letters. Today we will learn ang together. Ang, another middle class consonant. First, we will see how the writing works. We will learn and practice pronunciation of the consonant. We will take a look at examples, and at the end I will introduce you to some exercises that you can do. If you're not familiar with the course, I highly recommend to take the course introduction video first and then come back to this very lesson. Ang, as you can see from the green background color, is another middle class consonant in Thai language. The tones are as follows. For the consonant itself, we have a middle tone, and for the marker word ang, we have a deep tone. Ang, ang. Okay, this is how you write the consonant when you use a pen instead of typing on a computer. Ang, ang. Ang. Excellent. You can practice this on your own and then keep watching the lesson. Before we go into pronunciation, let me just give you a very quick intro to combination of consonants and vowels. So far, we've learned different consonants, like for instance, ga gai, a middle class consonant. And we've learned that it basically exists of two parts. The one to the left, ga, which is the consonant, and the marker word, gai, ga, gai. Now, within the first part, the ga sound, we have basically again two parts, which is the k, the initial k sound of the consonant, as well as a standard Thai vowel, the so k, ga, ga, which is just spoken in order to express the sound of the consonant in standardized way. Now this vowel could of course be replaced by another vowel. Let's see how this works if we take just another random vowel, in this case the long vowel. I know we have not learned or have not taken a look into how vowels are actually written and used, but if you want to do or start doing so, you can do that by going to this very lesson where you will be introduced to the vowel. That being said, for now you just have to know that this little hook here basically represents the vowel. So instead of saying ga now, as is being the standard way of expressing the ga gai consonant, we now exchange the vowel for the vowel and see how the syllable is spoken then. So basically, instead of saying ga, you now just say ga, ga. So it doesn't matter if you say ga gai or ga gai. Okay, this is how it works. Just replace the consonant. Now we can also do this with another consonant that we've learned, the da dan. Again here, the first part is the actual consonant, so t plus so da. Now if we again exchange the vowel for the vowel, what we end up with is a syllable that is spoken as da instead of da. Does that make sense? Alright, now the reason why I'm introducing you to this concept is not only because you have to learn it later on anyway, but because the ang consonant, which we are learning right now, is a little bit harder to grasp in that sense, even though it behaves exactly the same way. Let's take a look at how this works. So the same thing we're going to do with the ang. Plus, now again, we exchange the vowel for the vowel. And if you now take a closer look or listen a bit more closely to how the initial part is spoken, it's just so there is no actual consonant involved, it appears. And somehow it's true. If we exchange the for the long vowel now here, in this case, what we end up with is a syllable that is spoken as ah. And if I represent it in our familiar writing way, you could express it as a small line and then ah. So basically, the ang vowel is just a placeholder for a silent sound. Now you may ask yourself, why is this useful? Now the actual reason is, if you want to start a word with a vowel, you basically have to have such a silent vowel in Thai, such a silent consonant in Thai, because otherwise you cannot start any word or syllable with just a vowel. And you can already see the word, the marker word actually, ang, which means bowl or something like that. That there it's already an application of this very situation. Of this very usage, where you can see that the word reads as ang, ang. So basically starts with a and then of course another symbol follows, but that doesn't matter. Okay, this is just for you to know or to grasp the idea that ang is a silent consonant. With this being said, let's go now into pronunciation practice. As always, we have a list of the consonants, and I will go first and you try to speak after me. So basically, ang, and then you follow whenever the text turns red. Ang, 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 ang. Excellent. Let's do another round. Ang, 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 ang. Great. By now, if you observe the text as well and not just focused on pronunciation, you now saw there is only one symbol that we don't know yet, actually two, the one small stress on the top of the word, and then the one symbol at the end, which is also a consonant that we are going to learn next. So after next lesson, you will be able to read the whole syllable there, basically. Okay, now examples. This is one example of representation of the ang consonant. It's very closely resembling what you can see on the consonant card to the right already. But there are different representations of this consonant by, for instance, something close to handwriting, or something a little bit more stylish, or yeah, let's just take a look at the different fonts in order for you to get an idea of the variety of representations of this very consonant. Great. Now, on this text fragment, we also have the ang, where we can find it in the last line twice towards the very end. Also here, within this writing, we have an ang consonant, close to the middle, right there. Another example here where we have two ang writing symbols at the very beginning, and one more example here where we have the ang in the first line, then twice, actually twice in the first line and also twice in the second line, and in the third line one more time. So you can see it's quite frequently used. Now, the exercise for you to do is to, on your own, recognize the ang consonant within this text fragment, as well as within that blue fragment and this excerpt from a newspaper. Try to do this on your own. Try to circle or just note where you can find the ang and see if you find all of them. Now, please pause this video while doing the exercise. Before you continue, make sure you have actually checked if you have found all the required ang consonants within the text fragments, and if so, you can go on. Where do we have ang consonants within these text fragments? Well, within the first text, we have in the first line twice the ang consonant. In the second line also it appears twice. In the third line towards the center of the line or the middle of the line, and in the last line at the very beginning you can find the ang. In the blue text segment, first line towards the very end, and in the last line a couple of times, 3 times in total. And within the red text segment we have it in the second line where you can find it towards the end, and in the third line we can find it twice again. Okay, if you found all of these, that's great, and there will be additional exercises towards the end, which I am going to introduce right now. On thailanguageprogram.com, by signing up for the free forum access membership, which is completely free of charge, you will be able to access material, practicing material for all the consonant lessons which are freely available, where you can learn how to actually write the ang on a sheet of paper, and you will also see indicated by arrows in blue on, again, as you could have taken from the video at the beginning of this lesson, how to actually follow the writing line of this very consonant in order to write it correctly by hand. On a second sheet of paper, you will be required to, within a text, fill in the gaps wherever you find a green point below the line, the ang consonant. Have fun with these exercises, and if you're done with that and would like to continue learning, I recommend to you to go on to the section where we deal with the low-class consonants. So far, we have only tackled middle-class consonants. We haven't covered all of them. There are 2 remaining that we haven't covered so far, but they do not really appear within Thai language very often. So as for now, in order to get a broad knowledge on all these consonants which are important within everyday Thai writing and reading, we continue by tackling some of the low-class consonants first before we, at one point during this program, head back towards middle-class consonants, the 2 remaining ones. Okay, so the next step for you would actually be to go into the section of low-class consonants in order to follow the guideline of this very course or playlist. With this, I would like to thank you for your attention, for your support, and I hope to see you in next lesson. Take care and have a good day. ขอบคุณนะครับที่ใช้รายการของผมรูดี้ครับเราหวังว่าเราจะได้มีโอกาสเจอกันอีกในบทหน้าครับโชคดีครับแล้วขอให้มีความสุขในวันนี้สวัสดีครับ